Welcome back to episode 25 of Talk and Dribble. NBA edition today is officially playoff time in the NBA, and we have the play-in games coming up as well. While we're recording this, we don't know the answers yet to the play-in games, but by the time it's out, we expect that the Warriors and Memphis game will be decided, as well as the Atlanta-Orlando game will be decided. However, touching on this episode, we'll be doing a little preview of the upcoming matchups in the playoffs that are already locked in the two in the West and the two in the Eastern Conference, as well as Benny and I will be listing our top 10 players heading into the playoffs coming up. Then we'll do our little segment of brick or bucket, where we'll be asking each other questions about that and decide if they are a brick or a bucket. And then we'll finish off with just a little who would you rather Jaylen Williams edition, which I'm really keen for. Benny, how excited are we that playoffs are finally arrived in the NBA?
Bro, I'm so keen. It's been such a build-up for the playoffs. Obviously, the West was just crazy. And that last day, it literally came down to the last game. Clippers-Warriors went into overtime. We were going for the Warriors. We got the Steph Curry jerseys for those who are listening. We got the Steph jerseys repping them for the play-in game tomorrow. So we hope the Warriors get that play-in spot.
Take on Houston in the first round.
So that last game, the Clippers-Warriors, it was for the 6th seed essentially. It was for a playoff spot. And if the Warriors won, they would have got the 6th seed.
Yep.
Had to have played the Lakers in the first round, which, Lakers are probably behind OKC the most difficult matchup in the West. Instead they lose that game. They don't get the rest they probably needed. They're an old team. And
Jimmy Butler looked like he got knocked up a little,
and
so
Curry's
that's
knocked
concerning.
up. So they definitely needed the rest, but if they win this playing game against the Grizzlies and they got the Rockets instead of the Lakers, you'd be laughing. Rockets,
100%.
they're a tough matchup for the Warriors, but I'd definitely rather play a young and experienced team in the Rockets instead of the Lakers.
Could not think of anything worse seeing Memphis v Houston in the first round. That will be a series I would not watch.
No,
I don't think that's probably my two least favorite teams going at it. So fingers crossed the Warriors get up, because that was such a good game.
Yeah.
Clippers Warriors was just a masterpiece of a game.
Yeah.
Steph, it was so weird. Steph, it was a real tale of both ends. He was automatic with his shot, but then critical possessions was turning the ball over, which we haven't really seen much from Steph. It was with his handle as well. He was just getting stripped by Dunn, just making poor decisions, jumping on 2 feet and just kind of being put in a tough position under the basket. So it was really uncharacteristic from him, but then he kept him in it as well. He was just hitting crazy shot after crazy shot.
He had 15 points at three-quarter time and finished with 36.
100%.
And he hardly missed a shot from in the fourth quarter and overtime.
Did he only have the one miss from fourth to overtime?
So he was carrying. But the Clippers just were too good. Kawhi is looking prime. And James Harden, Zubac, he is one of the most underrated players in the league. I've been speaking his praises, but he's just I reckon he's a top 5 center in the league.
I'll take that on the head as well with the Kawhi thing. I underestimated him a couple of weeks ago on this pod. I would 100% take him over Jaylen Brown and Jimmy Butler. That was a terrible call by me. I will lean on that. That man, when he is healthy, is truly unstoppable.
At one point, I don't know what he finished with, but he was 13 of 17 at one point with 32 points. He is insane.
So efficient,
and then in overtime, it was James Harden's show. He had the first 11 points for them in overtime and just sealed the game for them. And they've got these weapons if healthy.
They're a scary team. We'll touch on soon with their matchup, but they are a scary team and a big, I think the way they match up with the Nuggets is going to be really unique for them. So, high on the Clippers. Yeah. It's all barring health, but it's looking good for them right now.
So the playoff bracket as it stands right now, obviously the Cleveland are at the 1 seed. They're awaiting who their matchup's going to be, so they're playing. The 4-5 matchup is the Pacers and the Bucks. Then we got the 3 and 6 matchup, the Knicks versus the Pistons. And then Celtics at the 2 seed who are waiting. It'll be either Orlando at the 7 or Atlanta at the 8. They're that first round play-in matchup. And then the Bulls and Miami play each other in the play-in, and then they'll obviously play the loser of Magic and Atlanta, and then whoever wins that game gets the 8 seed. So I'm excited. The East, I'm excited. I think we kind of already know how the East are going to go. But the West, that's where it's just all happening. So
it's so matchup based, like we've been talking about. There's so nothing more matchup based. The Eastern Conference, you expect Cavs and Boston to be there. The West, it's I don't know.
You don't know. OKC, their first round matchup could be, so it's either the Warriors, the Grizzlies, the Kings, or Dallas.
Yeah.
Dallas with AD. Derek Lively, Gafford, Klay Thompson.
Imagine if Kyrie was still healthy.
No one knows what they are yet because they have hardly played any ball. Like, what do you do with the scouting report?
Yeah.
So that won't be an easy matchup. But imagine OKC getting the 1 seed and you have to play Jimmy Butler, Steph Curry, Draymond Green in the first round.
You'd be so narky. You'd be so narky. You've been possibly the best team all year, and you get matched up with three future Hall of Famers. Like, and bro, you're talking about like all these blokes are playing prime basketball. Steph Curry shooting the lights out. Jimmy Butler just doing Jimmy, and we know he rises in the playoffs. And Draymond, probably some of the best defense we've seen from him in the last how many years. Jeez, he knocked down. How many threes did he knock down yesterday?
Hit some big shots.
It was crazy. So concerning times for the top teams in the Western Conference.
Yeah, and 100%. Then we've obviously got Denver and Clippers, the 4 and 5 matchup for the first round. That'll be a great series. And the Lakers v Minnesota. I think everyone has this series is probably the best out of the lot.
I'm nervous.
You're obviously not keen to be playing the Lakers.
No,
but
this is probably worst case scenario for us. Would have loved to see the Warriors get up yesterday and bump us to the 5 seed so we get to take on Denver.
Yep.
But that didn't happen. So we've got the we've got the Lakers. Obviously, it's going to be tough, but we're a different team than we were last year.
Yep.
And I don't know, like we'll speak about soon. I think Minnesota could shock a lot of people.
Ooh, okay. Well, and then we have the 7 and 8 playing tomorrow. So the winner of that will play the Rockets. We expect the Warriors to get up.
Yep.
But they don't have a great track history in the play-in. They're 0-3 in the play-in, and one of those losses is to Memphis. So, but we hope the Warriors get that 7 seed, and then it's 9v10, Sacramento versus Dallas at Sacramento, and the winner of that obviously plays the loser of Memphis Warriors, and then the winner will get the 8 seed. So,
it's gonna be
anyway, let's move into
times.
the games that we know, the matchups that we already know.
Yep.
So let's start with the West, the Wild West. Lakers v Timberwolves, a 3 seed versus the 6 seed, only 1 game separating them.
Yeah.
So Lakers finished with 49 wins. And Minnesota finished with 48. No,
Lakers got 50.
Lakers
we got
50
49.
wins. Minnesota got 49.
Yep. Shattered that we didn't get to the 50.
Yeah.
Shattered. But all my days, like this is, if you could tell us at the start of the season that there's going to be a first round matchup of Lakers-Minnesota, that would have just been insane. Blokes would be losing their marbles. Also telling them that Luka Doncic will be in that series for the Lakers as well. Like that's crazy. Obviously, concerning signs. Obviously, we've seen last year, Minnesota does not match up well against Luka Doncic. He's just a massive mismatch for us. He's too big, too strong for our lengthy defenders like Jaylen and Nikhil, and then just too smart offensively for a defender like Ant to go onto him. He can match him physically, but he's just too offensively gifted and too offensively engaged for someone like Anthony Edwards defensively. So when it comes to that, defensively for Minnesota, there's a lot of red flags for that.
You don't want to be switching on Luka. You don't want Rudy Gobert to be on an island because Rudy Gobert was your biggest weakness last year on the defensive end somehow against Luka Doncic. He was the defensive player of the year. He's won it 4 times, but against Luka Doncic, this man just can't avoid him.
Yeah.
He even back to Utah, he played Luka Doncic 2 or 3 times in the playoffs. Moves to Minnesota, and now you can't avoid him in the playoffs.
It's insane.
So it'll come down to that.
I think we'll see the Lakers try to run him off the court. We've seen their small ball lineup where they'll take Hayes off and run with like Dorian, Austin, Rui, LeBron, Luka.
Or even Vanderbilt.
Or Vanderbilt. They'll look to run him off the floor and spread the floor. Like Dorian can hit shots, Rui can hit shots. So that's concerning. It could be a tale of a series where you see blokes like Jackson Hayes and Rudy Gobert not on the court as much. I wouldn't be surprised. And I think that will be the thing for Minnesota is last year against the Mavericks, something we struggled with the most was their rim protection. They had Gafford and Lively there pretty much the entire game. One of them was on at all times. That was just hell for Anthony Edwards to get downhill, for Cat to get downhill, for Rudy Gobert to finish around anything. That rim protection's not there this year. Jackson Hayes is a wish version of those blokes. He's not a great defender, obviously.
He's stepping up, though. He's stepping up, bro.
Oh, for sure. But the playoffs is a whole different beast. And you're talking about 2 mountains for the Mavericks that we had to face up against. Yeah. This is one bloke that has been a subpar defender his whole career. So I think that's good signs for Minnesota. The downhill ability should be there. And guard defensively, not overly strong in terms of Luka, LeBron, Reeves. Obviously, Gabe Vincent's a good defender, but you're talking about him on someone like Anthony Edwards. You'd look to expose that. So defensively, they're not the same team as what the Mavericks were last year against us, which we really struggled against. So I think there are good signs there, but
look, we've spoken defensively about this game, but I think the game will be won on the offensive end. It is too elite offensive teams playing against each other. We got the downhill team in Minnesota. When Ant's going downhill, he's balling. And then also, he just led the league in 3-pointers made.
320.
So he is way better of a 3-point shooter than he was even just last year. And we know how amazing he was in the playoffs. So Ant Edwards, it'll come down to if he's hitting his three, it'll be massive. Julius Randle, he's probably the most important player. If he is the Julius Randle of these last 3-4 weeks, you guys are a hell of a chance. If not, if he goes back into his shell, if he doesn't have the greatest playoff history, that could be pretty pivotal. But and then on the Lakers side, like they have 3 of the best playmakers in the league on one team. You got LeBron, you got Luka, and then you got Austin Reeves as their third option. It's going to be tough to stop him. It will be. Yeah. And Luka has shown he is just not bothered by Jaden McDaniels when he's being guarded by him. He's not a bad defender. He's good. No. And it does not bother Luka at all. And then you've got LeBron James sitting there. You got LeBron, 40-year-old LeBron, who just coming off another 24, 8-8 season.
Yeah.
And he doesn't have to be the best player in the playoffs. This is the first time ever in any team that he doesn't have to be that downhill force, the number one option on offense in the playoffs. That we haven't seen this kind of LeBron, which is insane to think about.
Oh, that's the thing. On paper, you'd be taking the Lakers for sure. And I think that's kind of the obvious pick here. A lot of people are backing in the Lakers. But like you kind of touched on, Julius Randle is the X factor in this series. If we get normal Julius Randle playoff Julius Randle, then we're in some serious trouble. But if he can step up like he has, then, anything can really happen. But yeah, it is concerning. Just not the matchup we wanted at all. I'm very concerned. And we got to guard 3 elite playmakers, which is really difficult. But I think the Minnesota Timberwolves have it in them.
Yes. Well, if you have a little prediction, if you could predict how the series is going to go, what is your prediction?
I think if Minnesota wins, there's no way it doesn't go to 7 games.
Okay.
But then I can't see us winning in a 7-game series as well. But no, I'm taking the T-Wolves. I got to back in my lads. So I reckon we get them in 7 games.
Damn. So you
T-Wolves
beat them
taking charge.
at crypto in the last
us. Game. Actually, you know what? We're getting them in 6. Huh? Watch us get a game in LA.
Okay.
First game of the series, watch the Minnesota Timberwolves storm into crypto and take charge. Win game 1 of the series. Then they'll win. Then we'll go back, win both of ours. And then they'll win. And then we'll win.
So you're calling the whole series right
Calling
now?
the whole series.
Damn.
There it is. You've got it here first. We're not losing in Minnesota. We're in Minnesota now.
I've got Lakers winning in 5. I think Lakers are winning in 5. I think they'll win. I reckon they'll just win both games at home and then, win one of your games away. I just think Luka's shown, it could be close every game like it was against Dallas last season, but Luka just shows he has the number on the Minnesota Timberwolves, and you have LeBron James behind him and Austin Reeves.
Would you say Luka is as good as he was last year, though? Like right now? Luka
No,
Doncic.
I wouldn't. No, but Minnesota aren't either.
See,
you guys are way more inconsistent.
Yeah, but then I think our ceiling is so much higher than it was last year. I think our ceiling, we were not a good offensive team last year. We were quite average last year. We are a really lethal offensive team when humming.
Is terrible.
And it isn't.
Luka was averaging almost a 40-point triple-double against the number 1 defense last season. What is he going to do against your defense now?
Luka's going to do what Luka's going to do. He's going to score no matter what. It's stopping the other factors. It's not letting Reeves get going. It's not letting Rui Hachimura get going.
It will come down to these shooters, Rui Hachimura, Dorian Finney-Smith, Gabe Vincent, hitting open threes. Because they're going to have open threes all day.
Exactly. But I back in our depth to compete with the Lakers' depth. Like, we are better. I think we can run deeper. Obviously, you go with a shorter bench come playoffs, but we can run deeper. And I'm telling you, we've got a little beast in Jaylen Clark on the bench that could come on and do a number on Luka. He has rattled Shea in the 2 games he played against him. Watch it could be a factor come the Minnesota series. Jaylen Clark, the little hidden beast for the Minnesota Timberwolves. Just throwing that out there.
We've got Luka, LeBron, and Randall, Gobert, Reeves in a series, and you're saying Clark is going to be the difference?
Clark. We're going to come back to this once the series is done because Jaylen Clark is going to be getting built a statue in Minnesota.
I think we're the only basketball podcast saying that in the whole world.
That's what makes us unique. Taking care of the little people.
Really talking dribble. All right, let's move on. So the other West matchup, we got the Nuggets v. the Clippers, the 4 seed v. the 5. It's a weird series because they're 2-2 against each other, but some of those games Kawhi didn't even play this season. Nuggets are 3 games in with a new coach. Mike Malone obviously fired. So Clippers are humming. in the last 16 games, they're the number 1 defensive team, number 2 offensive team. Yep. That's insane.
Yeah, crazy.
Kawhi is just balling out. Harden is looking like prime Harden. They already kind of have a playoff game behind them in this Warriors game. I just think they're going to be carrying this momentum. They kind of did it last season. Kawhi was healthy going into the playoffs, and then all of a sudden he's injured. Yep. So hopefully that doesn't happen again. But if they're healthy, Zubac, one of the best centers in the league, I'm telling you, I would not be surprised if we see this man on an All-NBA team. An All-NBA third, I would not be surprised.
This year,
I'm telling you. I don't think he will. There's too much talent. But if that happens, I'm not surprised.
He's a beast.
Norman Powell, he's just, if he's hitting his shot, it'll be huge. Bogdanovic, what a massive pickup he's been. Didn't play well in that most recent game, but his shooting off the bench is just crazy. Hopefully Amir Coffey comes back. He's injured at the moment. He's another 3-and-D kind of player. Derrick Jones Jr. Tell you what, just 1 second for the Clippers. They got rid of Paul George in the offseason, and everyone's like, what the hell are you doing? They didn't want to go over that second apron and give him his money, which is completely fair enough. They definitely saw what happened with him this season.
Oh, yeah.
And then they added blokes like Chris Dunn, Derrick Jones Jr., and like for a total of like 15 mil. And they've just slotted in.
Chris Dunn's possibly one of the best guard defenders in the league right now.
You saw him against Steph.
Yeah. He has a motor and can just run all day, and he knows his role. He's not like the 4th overall pick that he was a few years ago, just trying to find his way. He knows his role. He knows he's just a scrappy-nosed defender. And that's what he does, and he does it really well. Like, I think this series is going to be similar to what we saw with Lakers Denver last year, but it's going to be against Denver. This is going to be a huge coaching mismatch with Ty Lue taking on a third-gamer head coach.
Yeah.
I think this is going to be just a bloodbath on the coaching end. The perimeter, like you're touching on, the perimeter defense from the Clippers is truly insane. I think we're going to see some really unique defensive schemes they run. Don't be surprised if we see Kawhi Leonard matched up on Jokic for a lot of this series, as long as he's healthy. Switching in Ben Simmons as well. Obviously Ben Simmons isn't the player that we knew he was, but you're talking about some of the best wing perimeter defenders in the league right now, in Kawhi and Simmons, as well as you got a mountain of a man in Zubac just sitting back there.
Zubac, don't underrate his defense. He's in defensive contention, for defense player of the year.
But we saw what the Lakers could do to Jokic and rattle that team. If he doesn't have outside shooters knocking down shots, this lengthy wing defensive-minded team could just cause a massive headache for this Denver Nuggets team.
Oh, it's going to be tough. They're riding the wave right now. But then again, Jokic. The Nuggets have Jokic. They have the best player in the league. We have seen him go to a new level every year in the playoffs. So he has the Lakers number, or he has in the past. Will he have the Clippers? We don't know. But this two-man game is going to be huge. If Jamal Murray can stay healthy, stay on the court, as good as the Clippers' defense is, if you just switch on to Harden guarding that two-man game, that's going to be tough. That's going to be tough to stop. No one can stop it. But limiting it, you have Kawhi, as you said, you have Simmons, you have Chris Dunn, Derrick Jones Jr., Zubac. You've got the length. So if any team can limit that two-man game, it is the Clippers. But Porter Jr., Gordon, they're going to have to step up.
We know what we're going to get from Jokic. It is so much on the role players around him, like what you're saying with Jamal, MPJ, Gordon's been shooting the lights out. Will he be able to do it in the playoffs? We saw this last year when in that Minnesota series, the games Minnesota won was when Jamal Murray, MPJ just went completely missing. Game 7, they're kicking Minnesota's ass up about 20. Jamal Murray has about 30 at halftime, doesn't score in the second half, and they lose. So you know what you're going to get from Jokic, but there's going to be so much attention on him. It's not going to stop him, but it can limit everyone else and cause just open shots for blokes that aren't going to knock him down like a Westbrook or something. That's where you can defeat Denver. And I think Ty Lue, if you're going to go up against a coach in the playoffs who can figure this out, he's the man that could.
Yeah, and he's not a coach you want to be, like your team, you don't want to be on a 3-stringer coach when you're playing Ty Lue. Like he's one of the most strategic coaches out there, and I think that could be the difference. But who are you picking? If you had
this is so tough because I think it's all health related. If Clippers are healthy, I'm backing in the Clippers to get it done in about 6 or 7 games. If Kawhi misses more than 2, misses 2 or more games, I think the Nuggets have it in the bag. So it's purely on Kawhi and Harden staying healthy. If they don't, they've got no chance. But if they're healthy throughout the whole series, give me the Clippers in 6 or 7.
If Kawhi's healthy, Clippers in 6. That's
Yep.
what I reckon. If he is out at all, Denver are winning the series.
Yeah, for sure.
Like it's
100%.
just that black and white.
Yep.
Okay, so moving on to the East matchup. So we got the Knicks v the Pistons, the 3 seed v the 6 seed. I really like this matchup.
This atmosphere,
Yeah.
like you're going to Detroit to New York. Like this atmosphere is going to be insane. This could be like prime basketball coming back. Yep. I am so excited for this series.
This season. So Detroit actually had the number on the Knicks. So they were 3-1 against the Knicks this season. They lost the first matchup. The Knicks won by 30. And then after that, Pistons won by 9, won by 5, and won by 9.
So once the Pistons actually became good.
Yeah, exactly.
They couldn't stop
Cade.
them.
Cade averaged 31 points, 5 rebounds, and 8 assists on the Knicks. So he gets to his spots and gets points up.
You were talking about probably the best 2 PGs in the Eastern Conference right now matching up in a first round matchup.
True.
Like I'm super high on Cade, super high on Brunson. This is I love this matchup. Like I just can't speak more about it. I'm so keen for this.
I wouldn't be surprised if it goes to 7.
Yeah.
Like I would not be surprised. Cade, we don't know how he's going to fare in the playoffs, but he's got some really experienced vets surrounding him. Malik Beasley, Tim Hardaway Jr., Dennis Schroeder, Tobias Harris, and then you got your young gun, Asar Thompson, Jaylen Duran. Like they've just got a really nice lineup that actually matches up well with this Knicks team.
I think the big thing is can that core step up for him?
Yeah.
We've seen Tim Hardaway have his struggles in the playoffs. We've seen Tobias Harris have his struggles in the playoffs. Malik Beasley for Minnesota against Memphis did not set the world on fire in those playoffs. So it really is that the veterans you brought in that have helped you so much in the regular season, can they step up?
Yep.
When you're talking about a hostile atmosphere in Detroit and New York, the lights are the brightest in both those cities. So it's going to come down to that. Can Cade get the production from his role players that he's gotten all season?
Because he's going to get to his spots. It's proven that obviously Jalen Brunson can't guard him. And then Mikal Bridges and OG just do not affect him whatsoever. He just gets to his spots against his team.
Yeah.
But look, the Knicks, they should win. They should win this series. Like they've got probably one of the best starting fives in the league. If they rock up, they should win it in 5 or 6, you'd think.
Mm-hmm.
But they've lost a bit of their, just a bit of their swagger since this Jalen Brunson injury. He's obviously back, but they're not really carrying this wave of momentum at all.
I wouldn't be surprised if this series pans out similar to like a Cavs Orlando last year, where Knicks are the better team, but somehow they find themselves in a 7-game series, probably just get over the hump.
Yep.
And then you're talking about a first-round matchup that goes to 7, and then you got to go take on, what is it? Is it Cavs the next series?
No, it'll be Boston because the 2 and 3 seed play, So that's the thing. That's if they are a real shot, they need to win this in 4 or 5.
Yeah,
like they just need to nip this in the butt and really prove. Look, we traded 5 first-round picks for Mikal Bridges.
They need something out of him.
Yeah, we traded Julius Randle and Dante DiVincenzo for Cat. This is why we made these moves.
We've seen Cat struggle so much with foul trouble in the playoffs as well. If he's in any sort of foul trouble, they are cooked. This is what they obviously did not think about is they've got no depth behind him. But
there's no reason why he should. He's not playing a ball dominant center this series. He's not like to be honest, there's not many in the East. It usually happens against these West teams.
Yeah.
Jalen Duran hardly dribbles the ball. He's a rolling big. So there's no reason why Cat should be in foul trouble. But I don't know. I really don't know where to go with which way to go with.
Yeah, I think give me the Knicks in 6.
Okay,
I think they get it done. I think Pistons are still a few years off, but this is just massive for the Pistons. If they get 1 game in this series, hats off to them.
Oh, they're already playing with house money. They're playing with house money. They've jumped up 30 plus wins in one season. That's amazing. JB Biggerstaff.
Right. Yep.
Hats off. So Knicks in 6?
Knicks in 6, I think, yeah.
I think I'm going to go Knicks in 5. I actually think it'll be close. I think it'll be good games. I just think Knicks, they close out games well. Jalen Brunson.
Oh, they got possibly the clutch player of the year.
So if they're healthy, there should be no reason they lose more than 1 game to this team.
Oh, if they lose more than 1, then that's just red flags for them, big time. Yeah, 100%.
Last matchup that we know of, Pacers v Bucks, 4 seed v 5 seed.
It's a rematch of last year, but we're hoping, Giannis stays on the floor, aren't we? Like, that was a big factor last year.
Well, it's already
going up against a Chris Middleton-led Bucks team last season.
Exactly. So. Cause it was Dame and Giannis injured last season. So it's already kind of vibes of last year. Dame's already out. We don't think he's coming back. There's no news of him coming back. I was expecting
him to be back, but there's been no further news about him. So, right now I think we planned for this series that he is out and we're going with what they've got right now, which isn't bad. Yeah. Like, I think like just to lead us off right here, I think who plays a massive role. Obviously, you need Giannis, you need Kuzma, you need Lopez to step up. KPJ was a great get for him in the at the end of the trade period. He's shown he did it against that comeback against Minnesota. He is such an underrated defender. I think he's starting to find his way in the NBA. He's always wanted to be that guard central offensive scorer that he's just not good enough to be in the NBA. He's realized he can be a nose scrappy defender, and that's what he is now. So if he can give someone like Halliburton troubles throughout the season, then as well as provide on the offensive end and be a true guard for him, that he's going to be huge for this Bucks team. As long as Dame's out, you're going to need him to step up heavily in these playoffs.
Yeah, that's a good call. If they lose, it'll be their third year in a row losing the first round. So pressure's on the Bucks. It's
Giannis.
building. Yeah. There's no world where Bucks should get rid of Giannis. Like, it'd be irresponsible as an organization to get rid of a player like Giannis.
The Mavericks. Like,
exactly.
Don't
so
do that.
You should never do that. But it'll definitely be like, okay, if we lose again, we need to restructure this team. Honestly, I think they're just going to do it anyway because Dame and Giannis are just not the answer. They're not healthy at the right time of year. It's been the same thing every year.
It sucks to see.
But hey, I'll tell you what, since Dame's gone out, Giannis is he's balling. He's almost reinvented himself in this last month of the season. His playmaking in the last, I think, 10 games, averaging 8 assists. And him and KPJ have kind of formed a nice little duo there.
I think there's something there in Milwaukee. I really like it. I think the Pacers, though, will just look to run their big man off their feet. Blokes like Portis and Lopez, I think, will be shown they're way too slow to deal with this fast-paced team. Because like Miles Turner is a quick big. Pascal Siakam is a long, lengthy big. So I think they're one of the quickest teams in the league, the Pacers. They love just get out, spread the floor, get to shooters, get the ball moving quickly. Halliburton is just a true general with the ball.
Yeah.
So I think that's what they'll look to do, just run this team off their feet. They're a big, stompy, just slow-footed team in Lopez and Portis. So I think that's where Pacers will look to expose them heavily.
Yeah, lot of weight on the shoulders of Giannis. Yeah. He'll have to be averaging like he's 35, 10, and 8, and even if so, where else is the points going to come from?
Yep.
So I'm actually leaning Pacers this series. I think they're going to win in probably 6, I'd say.
I don't know. I think for me, I'm taking the Bucks. Bucks in 6.
Damn.
I think the Bucks get it done.
Without Dame.
Yeah, this is as long as Giannis stays healthy. Like we're saying with Kawhi, if Giannis misses one game, they're cooked.
Do you think Giannis, Kuzma, Lopez, Porter Jr. is beating Halliburton, Siakam?
Well, I think Giannis
Turner.
is so much better than anyone the Pacers have on their team. Like so much better that he can do it. And if he's just getting just average play from the rest of them, if they're just doing what they need to do, if Lopez is blocking shots, if Kuzma can knock down some shots and play good defense, if KPJ can be scrappy-nosed defender and be a guard, I think that will be enough to get past the Pacers in the first round.
I don't know, man. I don't know. Rick Carlisle, he's a great coach. Way better than Doc Rivers. I don't know.
True. But I'm very high on Giannis. If he stays healthy, who's going to stop him? Who on that team's going to stop him? No one. There's no one in the league that can stop him.
Yeah. That's valid. All right. So what are we moving to?
Our top 10 players?
Top 10 players heading into the season. So we've put together separate lists. Sorry, into the playoffs. We've put together separate lists. So do you want to do your 10?
Yeah, 100%. I'll count down from 10 to 1 here, all right? So coming in at number 10 from the New York Knicks, I've got Jaylen Brunson. At number 9 from the LA Clippers, I've got Kawhi Leonard.
Okay.
Number 8 from the Golden State Warriors, got my man Stephen Curry. He's only this low right now just because we're not 100% sure if he'll actually be in the playoffs, but he's there right now. At number 7, my man from the Minnesota Timberwolves, Anthony Edwards. Look to see him bump up even further after these playoffs, I hope. Number 6 from Boston Celtics, Jason Tatum. Number 5 from the Lakers, the King, the GOAT, LeBron James. Number 4 would be a little low for him, but these 3 above him just take the cookies. At number 4, from the OKC, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. At number 3, got from the Lakers, Luka Doncic. Number 2, the Bucks. He's going to lead them past the Pacers. Is Giannis Antetokounmpo. See how I pronounce that?
Yeah, that's good. Good job.
And then at number 1, the best player in the league, by the length of a margin, will need to do everything in his powers to get past the Clippers, is Nikola Jokic.
That's a good list. That's a solid list. I like that.
I like it.
So no...
Yeah. So do you want me to say my honorable mentions or wait for you to finish?
Maybe I'll go now.
Yeah,
okay. So at 10, I got Jaylen Brunson.
Yep.
Baller. Number 9, I got Anthony Edwards. I'll be a bit low with you. Number 8, I got Kawhi Leonard.
Yep.
Man's a baller. Number 7, Steph Curry.
Yep.
Number 6, LeBron James. Number 5, Jason Tatum.
All right. Yeah.
Number 4, Luka Doncic. Number 3, Giannis Antetokounmpo. Number 2, SGA. And number 1, Nikola Jokic.
SGA over Giannis.
Bloody hell, bro, he's going to win MVP this season. He is better than Giannis.
No.
He
No.
is.
No.
I think he is.
He hasn't gone past the second round. Ever.
The only reason Giannis has is because KD's foot was on the line.
Don't be saying stuff like that.
And-
Yeah, let's not be silly about this.
Yeah.
He's got a championship. You're, like,
Bro,
I'm
SGA's
going.
having an historically
Yeah, but
great
let's
season.
talk about it. Who's going to be more important for their team come playoffs? If SGA underperforms a little, they can still make a difference in this playoffs. If Giannis is not at like elite form, I'm talking over 30, probably like 33 points a game for them, they are no hope.
Yeah, but that's just the way their teams are structured. I'm saying SGA is better than Giannis right now.
No. Giannis can literally turn a series on his head offensively and defensively.
SGA can do that.
Not defensively. I get he's a good defender, but we're not at the same level of what a
Okay.
Giannis Antetokounmpo is. If
Well-
Giannis is healthy, he'd be the best player in nearly any generation going into the playoffs. It's just that he's got Jokic here.
I don't think it's that big of a shout to say SGA is better than Giannis right
I
now.
think it is. I think it is. No, just in terms of heading into the playoffs, in terms of what you need out of your player, you need more out of Giannis than what you need out of Shea.
Yeah, obviously, but that doesn't mean he's better.
I think it does mean that he's better.
Well, who are the players that missed out? I had Harden almost getting in there,
Yeah.
Donovan Mitchell, Evan Mobley, Cade Cunningham, Şengün,
Yep.
Jamal, Ja Morant, Jimmy Butler,
Yeah.
Jaylen Brown.
Yeah, those are pretty much all my honorable mentions
Yeah.
right there, 100%. Oh, that's the tough part. Like, you've got a James Harden who's playing at an all-NBA level, and he's missing out on this top 10. No one from the Cavs, like possibly the best team all year, have an elite record, top of the Eastern Conference. Not a single player from the Cavs is in my top 10. Like, yeah, same with Houston, second seed in the West. Don't have Şengün or pretty much he's really the only one. But, like, yeah, Halliburton not in there. Siakam not in there. Jaylen Brown, it's
All right,
a stacked playoffs.
let's move on to brick or bucket.
Love it.
So, yeah, we go through each topic. It's kind of playoff edition. So we're going to go through each topic and decide if it's brick or bucket.
Love it.
So, the Warriors cooked themselves by losing to the Clippers.
I think that's a brick because if they can beat the Grizzlies, then they're putting themselves in a better situation of going up against Houston than the Lakers.
Yep.
However, it could backfire because they're banged up. So, like, putting yourself in the play-in is very risky. It's a one-off thing. That could be, like, we could look back on this and it's the worst thing that happened. But if they win in the play-in and get Houston in the first round, I think that's a brick.
Yeah, I think it's a brick. I think Warriors are still a chance. They definitely would have loved the rest, but I wouldn't have had them beating the Lakers in the first round.
Yeah,
they have way more of a shot beating, I reckon, OKC and Houston than the Lakers. So,
For sure.
so I think that's a brick.
Yeah, 100%.
Tatum is going to silence the haters this playoffs.
I think that is a bucket. I know there's a lot of hate on Tatum, but this man has put himself in that S tier of superstars this year. He is so good. He's with the best team in the entire league. As long as he shoots the ball well, they're going to be unstoppable. I think that's a bucket for sure.
Yeah, I think that's a bucket. I think he's going to be balling out. All the news, all the attention's going to be on the West.
Yep.
Boston, they're just going to cruise through. They're going to
through.
get probably Atlanta or Orlando in that first round matchup, and I think he'll cruise through both of them.
100%.
And he'll be shooting at all time, like a personal best clip. So
Love it.
I think Tatum, we're going to see the best of him.
100%.
We are getting a Lakers v OKC Western Conference Finals. Brick or bucket?
I think that's a brick because Lakers are not getting past the first round against the Minnesota Timberwolves.
You wouldn't be
As
saying
much as
that.
I'd love to
you wouldn't
see
be
it.
saying that if Timberwolves didn't have him in the first round.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. But then Minnesota Timberwolves will be there by the end. The Timberwolves will be in the Western Conference Finals.
There's no chance Timberwolves will win.
All right, how much we put on it?
We're putting on, I don't know. God, you put me on the spot here.
$20 right now.
$50.
No.
$50.
Let's not be excessive.
50 big
about this.
ones.
That's
You
like
give
my
me
weekly
50.
payment.
$50 if if the Timberwolves lose.
Okay, no. Okay, no. You give me, $50 if the T-Wolves beat the Lakers. And if they
$50
lose to the
if they
Lakers,
Done.
deal.
All right.
Deal.
So,
$50.
I think that's a bucket. Lakers, OKC. OKC, they're most likely going to have, I reckon they're going to have Dallas in the first round. No, I reckon it'll be Memphis. I reckon Memphis will be the 8 seed.
Yeah.
So I reckon they'll cruise through them. And then they'll have Clippers or Denver in the second round, and I think they'll win.
Yep.
And then I think the Lakers will beat the Minnesota Timberwolves, and then they'll either play Rockets or probably Warriors.
Yep.
Yeah.
Love it. The Nuggets could potentially be swept by the LA Clippers in the first round. Brick or bucket?
Bucket. Oh, no, brick.
Ooh.
I think Jokic is too good to be swept. And he turns it up in the playoffs. And they've actually had 3 elite performances. Like they beat a fully stacked
they beat
Houston Rockets the other day. So I think that is a brick.
Yeah, I think I'm with you with a brick. A swept, like getting swept is full on. And when you're the best player in the world, I don't think that's going to happen. But a 5, like they could lose in 5. I think so. But yeah, they're not getting swept.
No.
Yeah,
okay. So we agree.
I've got, real quick, this is a big one. The Western Conference could potentially see the top 4 seeds all eliminated after round 1.
No
so
way. That's a brick.
Could be like let's say this. OKC versus Warriors.
Yeah.
Houston v Memphis. Lakers v Minnesota. Denver v Clippers. Warriors, I think, can beat OKC. Memphis can definitely beat Houston. Obviously, I think Minnesota has every chance to beat the Lakers, and we've actually picked that Clippers are going to beat the Nuggets.
Okay, but that's all theoretical, right?
Yeah,
so
100%.
if OKC play the Warriors, that means Warriors have played 2 play-in games right after having an overtime performance against the Clippers, and then a few days later playing the best team in the league, and you think they're going to win that series?
No, obviously it's a big if. But
no chance. If they get the 8 seed,
3
the Warriors
future Hall of Famers that are actually playing elite basketball
who are
right
all
now.
over the age of 35.
Okay.
They're too old to be playing all these games and then suit up and beat the best team in the league. There's zero chance that happens. Houston, they could lose to whoever they play. We don't know how they're going to shape up in the playoffs. Lakers, they're not losing to Minnesota. I'm telling you, they are not losing to Minnesota.
$50 later, and I'll be.
And Denver Clippers, that could happen. Denver Clippers, that could happen.
I'm telling you, there's a good chance. At least 3 of the 4. I think 3 of the 4 is huge.
3 of the 4, you can see it. There's no chance OKC are losing in the first round.
We did hype this up last year though, and then I think all top 4 teams ended up winning.
Yeah.
So it could be the exact same thing as last year, but I'm telling you, keep your eyes peeled for this. The Western Conference, it's so matchup dependent, and if that's the way it falls, all top 4 teams could be in some strife.
OKC, no chance they're losing. Okay, the Clippers are a genuine title chance, fully healthy.
I think that's a bucket because when they've showed when they're fully healthy, they can go all the way, but I just don't think they will be. So I don't think they will be able to get through an entire playoff run and not have Harden or Kawhi or Zubac, someone go down and miss some time. So I don't think that will happen. I don't think they will stay healthy, but theoretically, I can't speak, if they somehow do find themselves healthy throughout the playoffs, then they've got every shot because they are lethal.
Yeah, I think, fully healthy, I think they are.
Yeah.
But I just don't think it will happen.
Yeah.
The playoffs every year, and I'm not just saying that, like every year Kawhi gets injured.
Yep.
For the last 5 years since he's come to the Clippers. So nothing suggests that he won't. Or nothing suggests that he won't take a game off.
I'm just expecting a report to come out before game 1 that Kawhi's got a knee contusion or something.
And we hope something's just
something's
as soon as that happens, Clippers are cooked.
100%.
That's all I have for beginning.
Should we move into our last thing of the episode with a little who would you rather? Jaylen Williams addition from the Oklahoma City Thunder. It's a big name. Could be an All-NBA player this year. Was an All-Star. Everyone rates him differently. So I'm going to list some names for you and you're going to tell me who you would take.
Okay.
All right. We'll start off. Jaylen Williams or Amen Thompson?
Jaylen Williams. Yeah. Amen Thompson showed heaps of promise, but Jaylen Williams, All NBA talent.
100%. Jaylen Williams or Jimmy Butler?
Right now, Jimmy Butler. I'm taking Jimmy Butler. In the playoffs, if I could have one of them, we haven't seen enough from Jaylen Williams in the playoffs. His efficiency dipped last year in the playoffs. Obviously, he had a better regular season, but right now, I'm still taking Jimmy Butler.
That's huge. Yeah. All right. Jaylen Williams or Austin Reeves?
Jaylen Williams. Yep. Austin Reeves, baller, but Jaylen Williams.
Yep. Or Jaylen Williams or Desmond Bain?
Jaylen Williams. Yeah.
Yep.
Jaylen Williams.
Jaylen Williams or Triple J?
Ooh, God, that's tough.
Yeah.
They're completely different.
They are,
Triple
but
J
they can both run the 4.
Yeah, and it's hard to kind of even compare like switching them from different teams because I think if I could pick, I'm taking Triple J.
Yeah,
I'm taking Triple J. He offensively and defensively, he's insane.
Yeah, all right.
If he can stay out of foul trouble.
Yeah. Jaylen Williams or Jaylen Brown?
Jaylen Brown.
Yep.
I think Jaylen Brown. Yep.
Jaylen Williams or Derek White?
Jaylen Williams.
Yep. Jaylen Williams or Cat?
Ooh, I'm taking Karl Anthony Towns for sure.
Yep. Jaylen Williams or Darius Garland?
God damn, that's tough. Darius is
he's balling.
He is a playmaker.
But he's a liability.
I think I watched more
end.
OKC, and I think the upside of Jaylen Williams is a bit higher, so I'm taking Jaylen Williams.
Yep. Jaylen Williams or Pascal Siakam?
Pascal right now. Like we've seen Pascal's peak, and he's one of the best forwards in the league. He's in all NBA contention every year.
Yep.
But I think Jaylen Williams upside, and he's only 3-4 years into his career. I think Jaylen Williams.
Yep, love it. Jaylen Williams or your man Josh Giddey?
Oh, I love Giddey. And he is having an historic season.
Yeah, seriously, these guys, bro.
One of 3 players to have 1,000 points, 500 rebounds, 500 assists. But I'm taking Jaylen Williams. Yeah.
Nah,
there's a reason why OKC let go of him.
Yeah, for sure.
He can't defend.
Jaylen Williams or Franz Wagner?
Ooh, Franz.
Franz?
No. Sorry. I'm not picking Franz yet. Franz is really good. Oh, he's really good.
He is.
And he is a pure bucket.
He is.
I think... I think I have to take J-Dub.
Yeah, I'd be. Jaylen Williams or Paolo Banchero?
I'm taking Paolo Banchero. Yeah. The upside to Paolo is insane.
Next level.
6'9". Like, he's... Just the upside of him is insane. Jaylen Williams as well, but Paolo, bro, he's an automatic 28, 30 points a night already. So 100%. I'm taking Paolo.
Jaylen Williams or Tyler Hero?
Ooh, Tyler Hero, All-Star season, both first-time All-Stars.
Yep.
I think because of both ends, Jaylen Williams' defense is way better than Tyler Hero. Tyler Hero, if you want a bucket, he can get it to you.
I think if you're plugging him on a winning team, you're taking J-Dub.
I'm taking, Jaylen Williams.
Yep. Jaylen Williams or Bam Adebayo?
Jaylen Williams. Yeah, Bam. I like Bam, but there is a definite ceiling on Bam.
Feels like he's this raw prospect that's just not coming on, refusing to come on in terms of fixing those holes. So, yeah.
And his offense just fluctuates too much.
100%.
But defensively, he's insane. But I think I'm taking J-Dub.
Jaylen Williams or Ja Morant?
Ooh, I'd got to go Ja Morant. Yep. Yeah, he can be a number one on a successful team. He's led Memphis to the 2 seed, balls out in the playoffs. Obviously, the off-court stuff is an issue, but strictly talking basketball, I'm taking Ja Morant.
Love it. All right, we got 3 more.
Okay.
Jaylen Williams or Julius Randle?
What? Why is he even on this list? Jaylen Williams.
No.
Julius Randle.
Not my man Julius.
Bro. Hey, he's playing well recently, but Jaylen Williams.
Give me J-Dub all day. Okay, last 2 actual serious ones. These ones I was sitting on. I actually don't know. Jaylen Williams or Alperen Sengun?
Ooh, I think I have to go Alperen Sengun.
I think the upside for him.
We call him Baby Jokic, and that's because, his upside, he could be a Jokic type player.
Yep.
They both got crazy upside, but Alperen Sengun.
100%. I like it. And last but not least, Jaylen Williams or Evan Mobley?
Completely different. I think I'm going to have to go Evan Mobley. I think Evan Mobley, he'll be all... Well, actually, I've got them both making all NBA this season.
Yeah.
But Evan Mobley feels like he has top 5 player in the league potential.
Yeah, damn.
If his offense can truly get kicking, and it already has taken a leap this year, J-Dub doesn't have that kind of potential. Yep. So I think Evan Mobley.
I like it. I love that. There we are. The Jaylen Williams, who would you rather segment? He took the cookies on quite a few of them, so I like it.
Yeah.
I like it, but done very well there.
Beautiful. Is that the last segment?
That's us done.
That's episode 25 already. Ticked off 25 eps.
The next time we come back, playoffs will be up and running. Everything will be set. A few games in. I can't wait. And I'm hoping all the little dribblers out there will be tuning into the playoffs and just enjoying this ride with us.
I'm excited.
I'm so excited.
I'm very when the playoffs actually happen, we'll put together our playoff bracket predictions, see who kind of who shapes up better. But thanks for tuning in. Thanks for either listening, watching. Like, follow, subscribe on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube. Follow us on the socials, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, X. We really appreciate the support.
100%. And keep an eye out. Benny and I will be looking to do a 2K playoff bracket as well and recording that and seeing how those match up as well as with what happens in the real world as well. So make sure to tune into that, which I'm very excited to see.
Yeah, so once the playoffs actually get set, we'll sort that out. We're keen to do that.
Oh, and I'm just keen to just be kicking Benny's ass each game. So I'm super excited.
The
T-Bulls are winning the chip in 2K. So I love that. But thank you so much for listening. It was a blast talking playoffs and can't wait for next week, really. 100%.
I love it.
We out.